It was 1992, a year that would go down in history for the Indian stock market. India was just starting to open up its economy, embracing new economic reforms that promised growth and prosperity. The stock market, once a place only the wealthy dared to venture into, was becoming an exciting playground for everyone, from small-time investors to big-time players. This is where Harshad Mehta comes in, a name that would soon become synonymous with the stock market boom. He was a charismatic stockbroker who became the face of this new wave of prosperity, capturing the imagination of the nation. With his flashy style, larger-than-life persona, and an uncanny knack for making money, it seemed like he had discovered the secret to getting rich quick. Mehta's story, from a regular middle-class family to the undisputed king of Dalal Street, was nothing short of meteoric. His rise was incredibly fast, almost like a fairy tale. He started his career at the Bombay Stock Exchange in the early 1980s, a time when the market was still in its nascent stages. Using his sharp intellect and deep understanding of market dynamics, he quickly moved up the ranks, impressing everyone with his insights and strategies. He had a remarkable talent for identifying undervalued stocks that had the potential to skyrocket, earning him the nickname Big Bull in the trading community. Known for his audacious risk-taking and ability to generate excitement about the market, he became a legend in his own right. His success stories became the stuff of legends, and a legion of investors began to follow his every move, often without question, hoping to replicate his success. As he amassed more wealth and power, his ambitions grew even larger. He wasn't content with just being a successful stockbroker. Mehta dreamt of a life filled with unparalleled luxury. He bought expensive houses, a fleet of fancy cars, and even his own private jet, symbolizing his newfound status and wealth. He wasn't shy about flaunting his wealth, often showcasing his opulent lifestyle to the world. His extravagant lifestyle was a testament to the wild and unpredictable nature of the times, a period when fortunes could be made or lost in the blink of an eye. But beneath the glittering surface, nobody knew that his empire was built on a foundation of lies, like a house of cards ready to collapse at any moment. Mehta's clever scheme relied on complicated financial tricks and a deep understanding of the financial system's weaknesses. He exploited gaps in the rules and regulations. The Indian banking system back then wasn't very good and had lots of problems, which Mehta used to his advantage. The system was riddled with inefficiencies and lacked modern oversight mechanisms. He took advantage of a system that used a lot of paper and didn't have good ways to track money. The reliance on manual processes and paper documentation created numerous opportunities for manipulation. One trick Mehta used was the bank receipt. This seemingly simple piece of paper became a powerful tool in his hands. This is a paper from one bank saying they got money from another bank. By manipulating these receipts, Mehta could create the illusion of liquidity. Mehta figured out how to use the time it took for the money to actually move between banks. This delay, known as the float, was crucial to his scheme. He'd use these receipts to get loans from other banks, basically borrowing money without actually having any. This allowed him to leverage non-existent funds. This let him put loads of money into the stock market, making share prices go up artificially. The inflated stock prices created a false sense of prosperity. Another trick he used was called a ready-forward deal. This was another sophisticated financial maneuver. This is a short-term loan between banks where one bank sells something to another and agrees to buy it back later at a set price. These deals were supposed to be low risk, but Mehta turned them into high-stakes gambles. Mehta used these deals to put more money into the stock market, making the boom even bigger. The market's rapid rise was unsustainable, but it made Mehta look like a financial genius. He acted like a middleman between banks, promising them big profits. His charm and confidence convinced many to trust him. The banks, blinded by greed and Mehta's seeming invincibility, went along with it, not knowing the risks. They were drawn in by the promise of easy money, unaware of the impending disaster. Mehta's plan was simple, but it worked. He had a knack for identifying undervalued stocks, often from companies that were struggling but had the potential to turn things around. He picked certain stocks, usually from companies that weren't doing that well but had the potential to grow. These were companies that most investors overlooked, but Mehta saw opportunities where others saw failure. He'd then use the borrowed money to buy loads of these shares, creating more demand and pushing the prices up. This strategy, known as leveraging, allowed him to control large amounts of stock with relatively little capital. As the prices went up, so did everyone's interest. Investors, both big and small, started to take notice of these rising stocks. Regular people wanting to make quick money joined the market, making things even crazier. The frenzy fed on itself, with more and more people jumping in, driving prices even higher. Mehta became someone who could move the entire market. His actions were closely watched, and his influence grew with each successful trade. Everyone watched what he bought and sold. His moves were analyzed and often mimicked by other traders, amplifying his impact on the market. The stock market went on a huge bull run, with the Sensex, the main stock market index, reaching record highs. This period of rapid growth seemed unstoppable. Companies that weren't actually doing any real business suddenly became very valuable on paper. Their stock prices soared, creating a bubble of inflated values. The media loved Mehta's story. They portrayed him as a financial wizard, a genius who could do no wrong. They called him a financial genius, making him seem even more like a market guru. His face was on the cover of every financial magazine, and his name was on everyone's lips. His success was everywhere in newspapers and magazines, inspiring lots of people to try investing. Many saw him as a role model, someone who had cracked the code to easy money. Mehta's power went beyond the stock market. He had connections in high places, and his influence extended into the political and social spheres. He became friends with politicians, officials, and even Bollywood stars. His social circle was a who's who of the elite. He used his money and connections to become super influential. His opinions were sought after, and his approval could make or break careers. He was known for his huge parties and luxurious lifestyle, which made him seem untouchable. His wealth and power were on full display, and he reveled in the attention. He became a symbol of the new India, a symbol of the country's hopes for a better economy. His story was one of ambition, success, and the promise of prosperity for all. Hey everyone, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you won't miss any of our new videos. Let's get started. Subscribing is super simple. Just click the red button below. All done? Awesome! And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and tell your friends. See you in the next one. Bye!